Okay, it is turn 10 for Japan. Japan had 90 to spend last turn, plus 7 that they took from India. And they are going to buy off 6 damage from India. And then we are going to buy, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry, 2 mechanized, 3 fighters, and 4 destroyers. Our combat this turn is going to be very limited. We're going to do a little bit of regrouping, fuel our tanks, but a few targets of opportunity. We're going to go ahead and take one of these guys and move them into the Caucasus and take that for us. And let's see what that will do is Germany will get the bonus since the Axis controls that this round. Also, we're going to use this 1 mechanized infantry and go up here. We're going to send a few planes to escort him to knock out that American tank in Volgata. The plane's coming from Kansu. And let's see, what else do I want to do? We're going to take 1 mechanized infantry from here and move it over to West India. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? We're not going to do that. We don't need to do that. Leave that poor guy alone. All right, and I think that's going to be all of the combat. I think I need to use one of these French guys to divide this up. So we'll stick him right there. All right, this, of course, isn't going to be a combat. This will be a combat. A very easy combat at that. So it'll be a armor defending at, oh, I got this reversed. An armor defending at 3, an attacker at 1, and then I have 2 fighters that will attack at 3. So let's get my attack dice ready to go. I have a ace and 2 3s for my attack, and then we will have the 1 defender attack. 3. All right, let's do it. 1 hit, that's all I needed. And will my Japanese survive? Yes, he will. See how long that lasts. Okay, so the Imperial Army has taken Vologda. For my other, let's see, that was my other combat right there, and that's it. Now, for my movements, a lot going on. I have 2 destroyers up here. 1 is going to go into Sea Zone 17, and 1 is going to go into Sea Zone 18. Let's see. This aircraft carrier will join the fleet down here with its 2 fighters. This aircraft carrier is going to go 1, 2, position itself here. We're going to bring the destroyer with it as well as the transport. We are going to take this 1 mechanized infantry and go 1, 2, and move it into Burma. And then 3 mechanized infantry will move into India. And of course, I've just bought off all that damage. The fighter, the fighter bomber and fighter are going to move here in just a second. Let me think about this. Oh, let me get a few other things out of the way. In Japan, we're going to pick up 2 infantry and move them down and put them on the Philippines from Japan. I'm going to take one of the transports and replace it up in the Sea of Japan. And we are going to, let's see, do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll take this 1 mechanized infantry and transport it across. Our troops up here we're going to consolidate. We're going to put this tank in Kansu. We're going to move this tank and these 2 mechanized infantry into Kansu. And this infantry is going to move into Kansu. So, and then this tank is going to move to Central Mongolia from Manchuria. Let's see, another mechanized infantry, and you know what? Yeah, we'll go ahead and move them all. We'll move everything from there. So 2 mech and 1 tank into Central Mongolia. Let's see. Let me look at everything else real quick. This mechanized infantry will move into Burma. This tank and this mechanized infantry are not going to stay there. They will go to, I think I'm just going to move them here into Shinkai. And we have a tank here that will go to Szechuan. Our fighters that were in the battle up here are going to retreat back to Kansu. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, so we have, I want to move this guy right here. The one guy that was the transport that hadn't moved that's still in the Philippines is going to move to that spot there. The 2 planes that were on the carrier, one is going to fly and land on a carrier, and then that fighter will land in the Philippines, and then this guy will land on the carrier right here, the tactical bomber. Get some of these arrows out of the way. Let's see. Looking pretty good. I got just about everything moved. Okay, and everybody looks good. We're going to start placing reinforcements. Of course, all of these 4 destroyers are going to go into the Sea of Japan. as well as 2 planes and 2 infantry. 2 infantry and 1 airplane will go into India. I'm going to make a quick change. I'm going to go ahead and put that tank down in Burma instead of moving it to Sichuan. I like that better. All right, we have 2 mechanized infantry are going to go to Manchuria. Then we got 3 more. We're going to stick 2 infantry in Indonesia, China, and I believe I'm going to stick 1 more. Let's see, actually, we'll just stick 1 more in Japan just as a home guard. So, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and go through my disposition of troops. In India, I have 2 infantry, 3 tanks, 3 mechanized, and 1 fighter. In Burma, I have a tank and 2 mechanized. In Malaya, I have 2 infantry, Sumatra, 1 infantry, Borneo, 1 infantry, Celebes, 1 infantry, French Indonesia, China, 2 infantry, 2 bombers. Singhai, I have a tank and a mechanized infantry. Kansu, I have 3 mechanized infantry, 2 tanks, and 1 regular infantry, along with 2 fighters. Central Mongolia, I have 2 mechanized infantry and a tank. Manchuria, I have 2 mechanized infantry. Korea, I have 1 mechanized infantry. Let's see. The Philippines, I have 3 regular infantry. I have a fighter in the Philippines. Carrier-based, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters and a tactical bomber. In the sea, I also, around the Philippines, I have 3 destroyers and 3 aircraft carriers, as well as the might of the kamikaze. Sea Zone 18, I have 1 destroyer. Sea Zone 17, I have 1 destroyer. Sea of Japan, I have 4 destroyers, 1 transport. And then in Japan itself, I have the 3 infantry, an anti-aircraft, and 2 fighters. Out in the Gilbert Islands, we have 1 infantry. And I believe that is the entirety of my disposition of forces. And in just a second, I will add on my income. Okay, here's my income at a 48 base. I have all of China for 12. I have 5 for Shan State, Burma, and India. I have 14 in Russian territories, 5 for the Money Islands, and then the 5 bonus for India, which is going to put me at 92. And just again, for the Russians, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 total. All right, and that should do it for the mighty, most excellent Japanese Empire.